The BOI, or Corporate Transparency Act, what is it and where does it stand right now? So the Corporate Transparency Act is something that came out this year. It passed in some legislation within the last couple of years, probably attached to a bill and wasn't a standalone bill. But it passed, and it was through the Department of Treasury, requiring all businesses to file, unless an exemption applied. There were exemptions in place for certain businesses, but it required the business owners to file on behalf of the business of who the beneficial owners were of that business. For LLCs, you're talking about members of the LLC. For corporations, you're talking about the corporate shareholders. And again, there are also those companies such as whatever had to be registered through either the state corporation or Secretary of State for a particular state when you're setting up a business. Those were the people that had to file. And again, you also had people that weren't necessarily owners of a company that still had to be included as beneficial owners. If it's reenacted, I will talk about that further. But right now, where it stands right now, the requirement of having to file is you don't have to file. There is an injunction in place that prevents you from having to file pending the outcome of this case that's going through, which the NFIB has been spearheading throughout the process. So back on the 3rd of December, the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Texas came out and granted NFIB's request for a preliminary injunction, meaning you didn't have to file. Then 10 days later, on the 23rd of December in 2024, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit, they came out and said, you know what, we're saying that the injunction's off, so you're going to have to file. And then on the 26th, only 3 days after that initial opinion came out, or that initial injunction was overturned, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit came out again and said the injunction is back on. There is no requirement currently having to file pending the outcome of the case. And this case is currently working itself through the federal system. So it could change again. I mean, it changed 3 times in December 2024. So right now, the way it stands is that the requirement of having to file who the beneficial owners are of a particular business is non-existent. You don't have to do it. You can do it if you want to, but the requirement to have to do it is not there. The original deadline was January 1st, 2025. Then on the 23rd, when they invoked it again, it was January 13th. So pending the outcome of the case, if the court sides with the plaintiffs, being the people who brought the case, saying it was unconstitutional, then the requirement of having to file will go away, and hopefully permanently. But if the court sides with the government, with the federal government, then the requirement of file will come back once again, and chances are it will be a future date, allow people time to actually file. But nonetheless, at least get your information where if you have to file and you must file, then, at that point you can worry about that then. But until then, right now, there is no requirement to file, which is good news. And hopefully that it will be successful, NFIB will be successful in the outcome of the case, and this will just go away. And then again, we have the other, the wild card in there too. So we have a new administration coming in that very well could push the legislation to just kill this in general. So I will keep you posted. I have a link to the NFIB article below. You can take a look at that and just see where it is in the system right now. I'll try to keep it posted on where this is and if anything changes drastically here in the near future. Until then, or until next time, take care.